If there is one thing you, as a human being in the 21st century, cannot escape from, it's branding. And me. But mostly branding. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it inescapable? Yes. Branding as a whole is quite literally an entity with a solid, unique identity, especially in the digital world. It's the process of giving a company, product, or person, like me, a unique identity in the eyes of customers. Branding is much more than simply a name or a logo. It includes everything that determines how consumers view and interact with a brand. Welcome to Cartoon Network, and in this video, we're going to be having a look at brand identity and how it can help you establish a better relationship with your target audience in the long run. At its core, branding involves brand storytelling, the deliberate use of narrative to emotionally engage a brand's audience, build brand loyalty, and promote growth for the company is known as brand storytelling. A brand becomes more recognizable and accessible when it uses its story to emotionally connect with its audience. The values, mission, and journey that the brand represents are just as important as the product or service. And the core concept of having a narrative that connects with the target audience is crucial for creating a powerful and successful brand. And every great story starts with conflict. Determine the primary problems that your consumers are facing in order to create a compelling story. Think about the following questions. What does your client hunger for? What is lacking from their lives? And what barriers prevent them from living the life that they want? Once you're aware of these difficulties, identify the main conflict to serve as the basis for your brand narrative. This can help lead to creating your brand personality. In a nutshell, brand personality is the accumulation of the brand's emotional, psychological, and behavioral traits that have stayed distinctive throughout its existence. These are the human qualities and attributes that customers may identify with. In addition to actively influencing consumers' views through in-market communications, it can be communicated through its tone of voice, communication style, and behaviors. A well-developed personality for the brand helps with the development of the brand equity, setting a company or organization apart from its rivals and fostering a competitive advantage. The most often used method for developing a brand's personality is the Aker 5-dimensional model. Sincerity, excitement, competence, sophistication, and ruggedness are the main characteristics in which this model separates brands. Let's have a look at sincerity. Sincere brands like Disney or Patagonia have wholesome, honest, and down-to-earth brand personalities. For excitement, some brands have daring, exciting, and imaginative personalities. Nike, for example, has positioned its brand's personality to inspire movement, growth, and excitement in athletics. What about competence? Brands built around a competent personality pride themselves on being intelligent and reliable. Volvo is a great example of a competent vehicle brand personality. It's built a reputation as one of the safest vehicles out there. What about sophistication? Brands like Rolex, Mercedes, and Chanel are all sophisticated brands with high-quality products or services created by respected designers. Now, ruggedness. Rugged brands have an outdoorsy, unconventional, and tough appeal. Jeep is an excellent example of a rugged brand that is the poster child for off-road adventures. Now that you have the feel of the brand, let's have a look at the look of it. Visual identity. The brand's visual identity is a combination of graphic components that represent and identify it, including its logo, color palette, typography, imagery, and other design elements. Brand identity is the why and what of the brand, while visual identity is the how it looks. This can then gradually establish a stronger emotional bond with your audience through visual cues. It's important to follow the principles of color theory and color psychology in order to select the right shades. Each color has a meaning and conveys different attributes to your audience. Your color palette should be composed of the following. It should have dominant colors, secondary or accent colors, and of course, neutral colors. And these three types of colors should be harmonious together. And for logos, logos are an essential element of a visual identity. And they should be simple and easy to read, unique, easy to recognize, and they should be in harmony with other brand identity elements. They should be adaptable in color, grayscale, or black and white, scalable to any size and format, usable in all types of media, online and offline, and of course, it helps if they can appear to be timeless. What about typefaces and fonts? Typefaces and fonts can help express your brand's personality and increase the overall coherence of its visual communications. Now here's where some people get confused. A typeface is a group of characters, letters, and numbers with a common design. For example, Arial, Helvetica, and Times New Roman are typefaces. A font is a typeface variation with a specific size, weight, and version. For example, Helvetica is a typeface, but font size 11 Helvetica Bold is a font. Brand imagery is also very important, as it consists of images that represent your brand's identity, such as photographs, illustrations, icons, or mixed images like collages. Images are a very important tool. They convey your brand's personality and transmit feelings and emotions to your potential customers, usually faster than words. A good layout is also important. The objective of a graphic design layout is to ensure that your visual communications are easy to understand and presented uniquely and coherently. It also allows you to highlight specific elements depending on the message that you want to convey. Now, if your brand sells physical products, it's essential to consider your product design, as well as product packaging. Packaging design refers to the creation of the product's outer container, including its physical shape, materials, aesthetics, look and feel, and regulatory information. Now that you've created your image, it's now time to name your baby. A company's ability to stand out from the competition and create a distinctive identity in the marketplace is largely dependent on its brand name. Choose a name that effectively describes your goods and services and appeals to your target market to avoid leaving the success of your brand just up to chance. Descriptive brand names are straightforward and are used to establish credibility and trust with consumers. Invented name brands are completely fictional words or phrases that make a brand stand out due to their uniqueness. Evocative brand names are in the middle of descriptive and non-descriptive words. Examples of evocative brand names are Apple, Visa, and Nike. Lexical names are memorable because they make use of wordplay. They include puns, phrases, compound words, alliteration, onomatopoeia, and intentional misspellings. Compound brand names are names that are formed from combining different words together. Acronym brand names are names that are formed from the initial letters of a series of words. Alphanumeric brands are brands that consist of both alphabetic and numeric characters. Geographical names are brand names that are derived from the name of a place. Modern brand names are names that are just more contemporary and may be seen as more up-to-date or fashionable. And founder brand names are derived from the names of the founders of the company. So how do you get your brand to speak to your audience? Well, you need a good communication style. The consistent manner in which a brand communicates its message, values, and personality to its audience across a variety of platforms is known as its brand communication style. In addition to what a brand says, how it says it shapes the entire brand experience and promotes customer relationships. Clarity, consistency, and authenticity are guaranteed across all touchpoints by a clearly defined brand communication style. It guarantees that every communication, whether it be an email, campaign, website, social media post, or advertisement, aligns with the goals, values, and tone of your brand. In a congested market, consistency helps customers recognize and recall your brand, and it builds confidence. Now, these are the core building blocks you need in order to give your brand the best chance in any and all oversaturated markets. But did you know that there is another way of marketing your brand? When we think of brands, we typically only think of the visual components. However, is that the only aspect of a brand? As humans, you as humans use all of your senses to perceive the world. So shouldn't you be able to have the same experience with brands? You can provide your consumers more engaging and memorable brand experiences by using sensory branding. Businesses can create more memorable and immersive brand experiences that strengthen their emotional bonds with their customers by appealing to the 5 senses: sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. That's right, taste. Not me though. Now for sight, which we're already familiar with, colors, logos, design, packaging, typography. Example of this will be Apple, with its clean, minimalist design with a focus on aesthetics and innovation. But what about sound, audio branding, music, jingles, sound logos, sonic identity, and brand voice? Example of this will be Intel's iconic 5-note jingle or Netflix's da-dum sound. Smell, olfactory branding, a signature scent used in stores or products. Example of this could be the subtle vanilla scent of Play-Doh when it's first opened, or Abercrombie & Fitch stores that are known for their distinctive fragrance. Smell is closely tied to memory, making it a powerful branding tool. Next up is taste, gustatory branding, mostly used in food and beverage industries. So no, you're not allowed to eat Play-Doh. Learned that the hard way. But a good example of this is Coca-Cola's signature taste, and it's consistent worldwide and instantly recognizable. And of course, touch, textile branding, texture of packaging, product materials, and interface feedback. An example of this can be IKEA's product materials or Apple's product unboxing experiences. So what have we learned today? We've learned how brand identity is important because it shapes how a company is perceived by its audience. It builds trust and sets a foundation for long-term success. Brand identity isn't just about how a brand looks. It's about how it makes people feel, how it communicates its values, and how it builds relationships. It's the foundation of all brand experiences. It's easy to overlook some of these lesser-known elements of brand identity, but they are crucial to actively communicating with your target audience and building that relationship. Thank you for listening. Feel free to share this video with your friends and family. Comment down below your favorite brand, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And don't forget, as always, good luck with your art.